I am back watching some more One Piece. Things are getting even crazier. I mean, I know that happens basically every One Piece episode, but they are. An admiral has turned up, and if that's not scary enough, you've got a warlord of the sea here as well, which I definitely wasn't expecting. That is concerning, I'm not gonna lie. Remember, if you enjoyed this video, please take a moment to like and subscribe, and let's begin. You know, I was even thinking that as well. Because obviously, like with the last episode, they talked about Crocus, and I said that it is actually pretty fitting that you would have a Roger Pirate right at the beginning of the Grand Line. And yet, I didn't even point out that it's even more fitting that you would have a Roger Pirate right at the midpoint of the Grand Line. Yeah, you know, and to be fair, I wasn't even making that connection with Frankie. Man named Roger. That's kind of funny. For Frankie, that is a pretty big deal. What is it? I'm just shocked. I know I'm pausing it a lot, and I get it. I get comments like, oh, I pause too much, I talk too much. I'm just gonna kind of do what I kind of want to do, but I understand. But I am surprised Luffy's not a little bit more concerned. Like, there is an admiral on his way. Like, we remember last time when you ran into an admiral, the only reason you escaped is because he let you escape. That was kind of cute. Something about the way he said that reminds me of the way Luffy talks. Like, Luffy does, oh. Real name Borsalino. He really does look like a mob boss or something like that. I love his look, man. Not what I was expecting. Okay. These are two people that clearly want to die. I say two. That guy is clearly someone who wants to die. I feel like this is basically just a show. Like, it's gonna go right through him because he's a Logia, isn't he? He came in flying on a cannonball. I assume he's a Logia. Yeah, he's a Logia. Okay, confirmed. He doesn't even care. Just start running. Just start running. No. Yeah, no. Man, Logias are so troublesome. Like, because at least with the other ones, you can hit them. There's almost no point in even running at this point. That was quick. Man named Sentomaru? He's like freaking me out though, because he's so chill. Like, that's almost worse, because he seems almost more unpredictable. Because it's like, what is he gonna do? I don't know. Does that mean he has light powers? That's not right. What? He took down... What? He actually took down one of these massive mangroves. There's no way they gave him light powers. That doesn't seem fair. I'm just trying to think through like all the implications, because I'm almost certain like those are light powers, right? That is easily one of the strongest devil fruits I've seen. I mean, like, to be fair, the strongest devil fruit I've seen by far, or maybe not by far, is Blackbeard's. Like, because even when I think through all the implications of what Blackbeard could potentially do, I'm like, well, I don't even know. Because with Blackbeard's devil fruit, it's like, take what you think you know about the One Piece world and throw it out. Because if his power is anything close to the capability of like a black hole, like, he could almost change the laws of nature and stuff like that. With this guy, it's freaking me out, the implications. Lights? No, that's not right. Like, Aokiji's was cool. Light powers are significantly stronger. I'm not saying he's necessarily stronger, but light powers are. Yeah, that seemed like massive overkill. Yeah. He's like, I don't even know. It's like that kind of laid back attitude, vaguely like Garp. Garp would be laughing like, I might have overdone it a little bit. There's no way.
あれが大将キザルか。こそこそ逃げて何が楽しい。敵は怒らせて逃げるに限るぜ。
Again, I'm not expecting like any of the characters to die, even, you know, these other rookies, but I did think it would be a way of sending a message if like half of the rookies decided like, hey, let's try our luck against an admiral and just got killed like immediately. It would be like, okay, they're serious. I know it's not going to happen. Oh, that's Bonnie. So not only can she alter her own age, she can alter other people's age. Could she potentially do something where, like, if she did it to Luffy and was like, hey, I'm going to make a 5-year older Luffy, like 5 years older than he is now, and it would actually make him stronger? I do wonder if, like, that would be a capability of hers, if that makes sense, because that could be such a great power. Of course, I have, like, you know, my stupid theory, which isn't really a theory, that's more of a joke I have, that we have to, like, collect all the different hair colors on the crew. Like, we gotta get pink. Again, I really, part of me still hopes Perona could join. I get it, she's not going to, but gotta get, like, pink, maybe, like, red. Like, Nami's is more orange, obviously. Purple, white, you know, like, down the list of colors. Obviously, like, the eating habits remind me of Luffy, but yeah, I mean, to base her off of Anne Bonny, I mean, you don't really see a lot of female pirates in this show. I thought, like, Alvida would be a bigger pirate. She was even based on a female pirate, but in real life, I'm talking about. But I thought that was going to go somewhere with, like, Alvida basically having, like, this huge crush on Luffy because of the way he struck her, which, like, kind of some weird implications there. I know I'm probably talking way too much. I know. That went, like, almost nowhere. I'm even kind of salty that Smoker is barely in the show. I thought he was going to, like, chase them through the Grand Line. Honestly, though, I always think through, like, the implications of these powers, and her power could be very helpful as, like, a support power. I'll make you guys into the strongest versions of yourself. Like, Luffy, you'll be stronger in 10 years or something like that. Like, let me transform you into, like, your prime form. You have freaking Al Capone here. What does he have up his sleeves? Because they all have interesting powers. We haven't seen his yet. I do like that they made one of Luffy's rivals a little older. I mean, I guess I'd like to know his backstory. Like, he set out to sea a little later than most. I swear, the way he does that reminds me of Luffy. What? He's so freaking tall. It's not gonna affect him though. He's so strong. Like, he's almost a force of nature. He's so agile. A guy that big should not be that agile. And he hasn't even started using his troublesome powers. But wait, can't you, like... Wait, what are we doing here? Your powers are like magnetism. He's a cyborg. You should have, like, full control in this fight. Okay, maybe not full control, but you should have an overwhelming advantage. Am I wrong? He's gonna get right back up. Like, what are we doing here? There's no way you turn your back that easy. Come on. Oh my gosh. Like, he's the force of nature, man. I swear, man, this show's making me think too much. I don't even know, man. Like, I'm thinking something. What the flip happened to his, like... You know, I am thinking something. I'm afraid to say it, though. Like, Anyway, I'll just say it. Is that even him? Because he is a cyborg, so is it possible that they cloned him? Like, why the flip wouldn't he have the paw? Unless I'm just stupid and he can do that. Like, he can choose to have the paw or not to. Like, why wouldn't he have it? Even with what he fires out and stuff like that, like these lasers, these beams, that's vaguely similar to what Kizaru was able to do, isn't it? Something's gonna happen. Okay, so it wasn't him. Okay, that's confirmation. Unless these two things are happening at different times, but like, I feel like this is confirmation it's not even him. I mean, this could be him. Oh, right, I'm forgetting. Like, I'm forgetting Luffy was knocked out for all that. That was a pretty funny face, though, he had. What? What? Okay, that's kind of cool. I mean, it's a creative devil fruit. I like it. Do they like get bigger once they go out? Yeah, they do. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Do you mean to tell me they survived? I mean, not that it matters. Anyway, I don't really like the idea of just normal Marine soldiers dying. And they have a cavalry charge? What the flip, man? I mean, it's creative. I'll give it that. I like it. I like the creativity. Like, is there a limit to what you can compress? I'm almost thinking of like Despicable Me, like compressing the moon and stuff like that. Not entirely. You know, anytime they show a devil fruit ability, my first instinct is always, what are the limits of what you could do with it? And ones like Blackbeard's, for example, scare the hell out of me the most because I genuinely have no idea what the limits are. Kizaru's is horrifying because it seems to be like light-based. On the more theoretical side of it, like if he could approach the speed of light, or if he could somehow, well, you wouldn't be able to surpass the speed of light necessarily. Well, like theoretically, if you could, then you could time travel, you know, not back, only forward in time. But again, like that could be, I could be way off base with like him ever having the capability of doing that. It really does feel like like this guy's a mob boss. Okay, no, it's 100% confirmation. Like, if it wasn't already before, they've clearly, like, cloned him. Oh, you know what? That actually reminds me, because when the Marines were surrounding the auction house, like, one of the Marines seemed freaked out because they were going to bring something. I take it this is what they're talking about? Yeah, no, I could have told you that. Why is he's freaking me out? He's so, like, calm. So he knows exactly who he is? Yeah. Okay, what? That is such a broken ability. And also, like, his kicks would weigh so much, moving at, like, the speed of light. This doesn't really seem fair. But, of course, that might just be me, like, thinking potential-wise. Why are we seeing these guys? He got kicked, right? And it was like one of those... So what, Hawkins did this? So that this guy would take the impact? I'm assuming that's what happened. Like, that guy basically took the impact. Yeah, I would say. What the flip? The worst part is it barely looks like he's trying. Okay, that's... How many voodoo doll things does he have? Yeah, so the other two took the brunt. 10. I'll say. So that means he's got 8 more of those. And then if you hit him after that, he's probably dead. Yeah, they're just being thrown around. And that's not even like the real Kuma. I mean, it's possible this is, but I don't think so. I don't think any of these are the real Kuma. Oh my gosh, what a shot. I'm trying to think now of everything Kuma said. He was modified though. Like when he was talking about Dr. Vegapunk, he was saying that he was modified to be like a it was like a peacekeeper thing, right? Like they basically made all these robot peacekeepers, I'm assuming. Well, that's good. Great. I thought he was like, because he would have a better understanding of how strong an admiral was, because he was in the Marines. Why is he here? Why is he helping them? You didn't see him here? He's like a 10-foot tall guy. What? He's probably right about that. It's not him. Won't they recognize him? Like they'll see something's off, won't they? No, okay, it's not a shockwave because it's not Kuma. He's got like, you see, that's like vaguely like Kizaru's powers. It's not him. We are so cooked. You'll get back up. Like that's nothing. It's just straight to second gear. We're going all out for someone who's not even Bartholomew Kuma. Yeah, okay, so Zoro realizes like something's up. That's a pretty cool shot. Is that the guy he was looking for? Uncle Kizaru. They can't even handle someone who's not even... They're not even the real deal. This made me feel immediately worse about everyone here. Get rid of all the rookies. This is kind of a wild episode. The Kizaru part of it does freak me out though, like the light powers. I'm also thinking about, like I always say with all these things, what is the potential of what you could do with it? And the potential of that one in particular is scary. I still think Blackbeard's has the craziest potential, but I've always said, even with Blackbeard, for example, his power would be kind of useful to Luffy, particularly with what I think Luffy has to do with like reshaping the world itself, but he's not going to help him because, you know, he's Blackbeard. Why the flip would he help Luffy? I guess on to the next. Doing a lot of damage here. Are any of these trees going to survive? Okay. He's so fast. Like, why is he... Like, this is Luffy in Gear 2. And this big guy's still cracking him for the most part. Yeah, this is not good. Because obviously you got, like, one guy with light powers going around. But these guys clearly have, like, his beams. Yeah, that's not a good idea. Come on. Certainly you three can handle one. I would expect it to do a little bit more damage than this. Yeah, but he's just gonna get right back up. Like, the fact is, Kid and Law together couldn't handle one. I don't think we could. It's arguably worse, because it's not even the real deal that they're fighting and they're that strong. That is horrifying, because like if the government can mass produce these suckers, everyone is so cooked. It's like the Terminator coming for them, man. Yeah, these guys are not going down. Yeah, okay, so it's like 100% confirmation it's Kizaru's laser. Why is that? That makes me think that the government somehow, I guess if you studied him, could you mass produce some of his abilities? Which like makes me wonder, could you mass produce like other abilities? I don't like how much power I think this gives the government. They don't even have to send out the real warlord. Now they have like a whole army of warlords. In addition to the actual warlords, I mean. Recreated Kizaru's offensive abilities. Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought was going on here. That is insane. Pacifistas, right. That was the term that he used back in Thriller Bark. I was thinking like it was something to do with peacekeepers, right? How much do you know? Because Drake, they said he was a rear admiral, right? Former rear admiral. That's why he's here? Okay, the world government is starting to freak me out far more now. Yeah, I wish I didn't know even like the fraction this man just said. Hatchlings. That's the worst part, is he's barely done anything. It's just these guys that aren't even the real deal. Totally beating down all the rookies. Is that a T-Rex? A rare ancient Zoan type. Okay. Dragons would be a pretty cool one. Can he bite his head off? There's no way. You gotta do something fast, otherwise you're cooked. Okay. That could have been so much worse. How do you just keep turning your back to the Admiral? You know how much that would hurt? Because didn't he say, like, speed is weight? And he's not wrong. What are you doing? I would just, like, you can't run? What? He's saying that. Like, I mean, he's got somewhat of a point, I'm not gonna lie. Have you seen yourself? I have started to give more thought. You are so cooked. He's barely even trying, this Admiral, though. Kizaru. Oh, right. Okay, how many did he fire? That's 4. Because he had 10, 2 were gone. So 4, so you're down to 4. No, you're down to none. Okay, never mind. You get hit one more time. That means those other poor suckers all die. There's no way Oda would just kill off one of his, like, new characters like that. What? What exactly do these sound waves do, though? Got a lot of guts bringing attention to himself, but why? Like, I mean, he did him a solid. Does he have hypnosis abilities, maybe? I mean, he's a Logia, so he's fine, but what, can his, like, sound waves actually do physical attacks like that? Okay. You see, when he says stuff like that, it reminds me of Luffy at points, when he's like, ooh, that was a shock. Yeah, you can't outrun this guy. Okay. You are so cooked. What? You can't outrun someone who can travel the speed of light. If he can travel the speed of light, he is so much stronger. Okay, this is just a beatdown. He doesn't even really seem to be trying that hard, and he's just beating them down. What did you expect? You thought you were just immune? That's a cool shot, though. Okay. This is what I wanted, though. I wanted to see, like, the mights of the admirals again. Is he actually gonna kill him? I mean, he's not going to, but he could. He said he wasn't gonna die, though, so I know he's not gonna die. What? Okay, light powers are pretty OP. This guy, I swear. Like, on the one hand, he's beating down all of them, and the other hand, he's like, he's having trouble with technology. This is his nephew? Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Like, this guy just soloed 4 rookies without breaking a sweat. The big 3 of the rookies. You're struggling this much with one of these things is not a good sign. I mean, he would be slower as well because he's still reeling from the injury. I do like the fact that Sanji, I mean, like, clearly those two bicker, but they really do care about each other. Okay, that's the end of the episode. I don't know if I was expecting that. Yeah, things definitely not looking good. So, like, the government is able to produce these pacifistas. And even what Drake was saying, because Drake was in the Marines as a rear admiral, he seemed to be privy to some crazy information. Makes me wonder, like, what else is going on with, like, Dr. Vegapunk and these pacifistas, essentially. But this makes me think that the world government is going to, like, mass produce these pacifistas, spread them about the world to keep the peace. And, like, if they didn't have ultimate control, they definitely would after that. I really don't like how much the crew is struggling. Because, like, I get it. Like, with an admiral, I already had that in my mind. Like, okay, an admiral turns up. Yeah, he could wash the entire crew. And then it's just a matter of, like, how do you get away? How do you survive? Things seem even more dire now because they're struggling this much with one pacifista. These pacifistas are just going around just destroying the rookies. I mean, like, Kizaru sold 4 rookies pretty easily. But the craziest part is he hasn't even turned up to the Straw Hats. Like, I'm not worried that they're going to survive. That's not the concern. The only thing is, like, how are they going to get out of this? That's the question. I know something crazy is going to go down. Something is already going down. But it's going to be crazy from, like, all the hints people are kind of dropping. This is what I wanted to see, though, to an extent. I wanted to see, like, just the overwhelming might of the Marines. Obviously not because I want the crew to lose or anything like that, but I want to feel like the world government is a big threat again. This is kind of really showing it. Actually, more so than I was even expecting with the pacifistas. That aspect of it, I definitely wasn't expecting before. But anyway, yeah. Kizaru's kind of cool. I do kind of like him because he's so, like, chill and laid back. But he's just like, you know, he's barely trying out here and he's just handling these rookies because they are just that, rookies. Anyway, should be interesting. What do you think? If you want to see more, please like and subscribe. And thank you for watching.